All right, got a nice, simple, easy little project for you. I've got this piece of wood. It's a few fence pickets that we tacked together on the back side here. Just a couple of cleats, nothing special. And this was for another purpose. And they bought that piece and they didn't want this piece. So rather than let it go to waste, I actually have a purpose for it anyhow. So that works out good for me. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a little folding vendor display stand, and that's going to be used for the top. So what we're going to be using is building is the table frame. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take a couple of fence pickets, really actually one fence picket. So you're into it for $4. That fence picket's about $3.25 right now. It's a 3/4 inch by a full 6-inch wide 6-foot fence picket. Now we're not going to need all of it for this project, but what we're going to do is we're going to rip that down on the table saw to 1 3/4 inches, and we'll be able to get 3 strips out of it. Like I said, we won't need but 2 strips, so we'll have quite a bit left over, but we build a lot of different kinds of things out of that 1 3/4 inch thick cleat, so we'll be able to use it down the road. And like I say, so you'll have this whole frame for this vendor display literally for less than $4. So that's good. So let's go ahead and get that ripped up, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so what we wound up with was 4 pieces that are 1 3/4 wide by 30 inches long, and then we have 3 pieces. Scratch that. We need 6 pieces. I'm kind of doing this flying by the seat of my pants on this one. I don't have a drawing or anything. So we need 6 of these. We only have 3. So, but they're 14 inches long, 1 3/4 wide. And then we have 3 pieces, 1 3/4 wide. And in this case, I made these 33 inches. My board over there is about 46 inches long, but 16 inches deep. So we're gonna have a pretty good hangover, maybe like 4 or 5 inches per side, which for this particular case is perfectly fine. So we have to make 3 more pieces that are 14 inches though, and then I'll show you how all these go together. All right, so our first piece is assembled. Let's talk a few dimensions. So again, these are 14 and these are 30. So the legs are 30 and the cross pieces are 14. All 1 3/4 wide, 3/4 inch thick. So up from the bottom to the bottom of this rail is 4 inches. And of course the one up top is flush, and the one in the middle is centered, which happened to be 11 1/4 inches. Okay, so that's where we're at right now. So what we have to do is we have to make 2 of those. This will become the side, and then we make a longer one, same basic assembly, but the longer one will be 33 inches wide overall, where this one's 14. So the longer one will be about twice the width of that, but it's the same configuration. So I'll get those put together, and then we'll take a look at the next step. All right, so our second assembly is done, and what I want to show you here, on each of the boards, we just tacked them together, used a liberal amount of wood glue at the joint, and a couple of 1 1/4 staples to hold it together with our Ryobi cordless narrow crown stapler. And then I just went ahead and put in 1 1 1/4 screw just for the heck of it. And so these are the screws we're using. They're number 8s. They have a T20 head. Oddly, I cannot find these at Home Depot. I had to go to my local Lowe's. I typically go to Home Depot, but I could not find these exact screws. And I do like these screws. They do not require you to pre-drill a pilot hole or anything. You can see it, they don't split the wood. Typically, they don't split the wood. I've had them split the wood a couple of times, but that's probably more about the wood than it is the screw. So anyhow, that's how that assembly goes together. Pretty straightforward. Now, so we have our 2 side assemblies done. Here's our other one. And so now we just have to make the same assembly, but the longer version of this, the wider version of it. And there is the big one. So I screwed up. At the very beginning, I said we only needed 4 pieces that are 30 inches long, but no, we need 6. So I had to cut 2 more 30-inch pieces. These are 33 for this particular example. And same setup, couple staples, 1 screw, away we go. So now all we have to do is add some hinges to these pieces, and this one will be complete. So I'll show you how we do that in the next step. So there's our completed frame. Get this out of the way. You can see kind of what we did there on the hinges. We did go ahead and put 3 hinges. Wouldn't really need that center one, but why not? Their hinges are cheap-ish. But you can see how they'll come out just like that, square. And by having this bottom board here, we're able to lay some boards across. And then if we want to, for extra display, we could have another shelf. So we'll go ahead and get this set up and show you what the finished product looks like all set up. Alright, so we'll show you how easy this is to fold up. Our top piece. Go ahead and remove our decoration. We just have these 2 boards for the bottom. And of course they could go up top here too, either way. Or you could have 2 shelves. And these simply fold in. It's very lightweight, but it'll hold a lot of weight. This is our display piece. What we're going to use this for is our champagne wall. So this is our little knockdown table for our champagne wall. So we'll go ahead and set it back up. We have some cleats on here on the tabletop that fit right there at the proper width. We'll line that up. Those cleats kind of dictate where the top gets placed, just like so. And then we'll show you how the champagne wall goes out. So there you go. So there you go. There is our champagne wall on our little table.